The Classic took down Cure. Oh my god. Very impressive. Nicely done here. Congratulations to Classic. Big win to take down Cure. And Max versus Classic is about to begin in another PvP. Clem was able to take down Dark. Oh my god. 2-0. Dark has been eliminated from the tournament. Clem advances on, waiting for the winner of Harstem and Oliveira, as Harstem took down Bunny 2-1. And that is all the updates. Now we can dive into our next series. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the German Zerg player representing Shopify Rebellion. He just took down Björn. It is Lambo. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss representing Maturino Esports. Patiently waiting for quite some time. He's been waiting for a long time. It is NightMare. So here we go. Catching up with the chat. What happened with Beyond versus Lambo? Last I saw, Beyond was in a good position. Base trade. Base trade, papi. That's the simplest way to put it. But I recommend checking out the VOD. It was a really good game. Really good game, really good series. I do recommend if you did miss out on it. So I catch up in the chat. Bro, what are those ads? Just got 2 5-second stream, another 2 ads. No, I do apologize. I do apologize. We don't, for those wondering, we don't run ads. As in, I should say. If you're seeing ads, they're probably pre-rolls, and I guess they run every hour. I don't actively run ads during games or anything like that. They're just set to run. So do apologize if that is disturbing the stream. Feels bad, man. As we're getting into our ZVP. That is maybe something that I have to try to manage a little bit better. We recently, like a week ago, we got partner, which I think means that ads are played like every hour or something automatically. So I do need to try to manually play those ads in between series just to make sure they don't interrupt people or disturb people. I'll try to get on that. Do my best. Hello, Senor Sadsack. Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up. Mule beyond mule. As for now, we do have NightMare going for a Stargate over standard stuff. It was a Gate Cyber Expand, or Gate Expand into the Cyber Core, into a Stargate in the main base. So it's pretty standard opener here from our Protoss player. Meanwhile, once again, we can now focus on the game. We have a Hatch Gas pull out of Lambo, force take the unnatural natural. Just gonna be droning. All good stuff. So far, standard play. Now with this Stargate opener, we can of course, well, we should be working towards a third base, should be oracles into some further tech. And my eyes are on NightMare. We've spoken about it before. There we go. Void Ray first, not an oracle. NightMare, he thrives in the mid game and he can be very aggressive. We've seen him go for 3 base all-ins. We've seen him go for even hidden glaive adepts after a Stargate opener as well. NightMare, he's typically a very aggressive player, and we'll see what he brings to the table here against Lambo. We'll see if Lambo can keep up and get a read on what is going on. For now, Void Ray is pushing out. Recently, I think it was on ESL Open Cup of Asia, I want to say, we saw NightMare go Void Ray into second Stargate and a Fleet Beacon as well. Like, he's willing to do it all. Like, no shame, Bobby, no shame. He'd be a very unpredictable player. As the Void Ray does shut down the Overlord. Third base soon to be taken. So far, macro opener here from NightMare. And we haven't seen his tech of choice yet. As the Void Ray is looking for more Overlords. Back at home, Lambo, he's just saturating his bases. Getting his 3 bases up and running. Spreading out his queens. Spores are on the way, and so far the queen positioning is good enough. Like, we have 2 queens here at the natural. We have 2 queens, sorry, even 3 queens at the third. The Void Ray shouldn't find any more damage. There are no Overlords that are compromised. Lambo in a good position. Behind this, we have our transition as well. It's a Twilight Council and a Forge. A standard transition should be +1 and charge or +1 and blink. Both are options, both are available. Both are viable here for NightMare. As the Oracle does attempt to dip into the bases, but for now, Lambo is able to keep up. And the Oracle is denied. What I will say is that Lambo, his economy has been untouched. He's been able to drone quite happily here on 3 bases. We should be working on a 4th soon. The 4th is going to be a little bit more awkward to take because of the Void Ray. There is going to be a little bit of contention to take the 4th. But outside of that, he should be okay. We do have 5 adepts moving out. They get spotted. Lambo to see. He's aware. He should be getting in position. He's a little bit supply block though. 5 roaches are in production. Only 6 links to defend. Bit of a misstep there from Lambo, but NightMare doesn't commit. He's taking a more conservative approach, which is giving Lambo enough time to make roaches and make links. And he does keep up. Doesn't lose anything. NightMare constantly checking here for a 4th base. We have a Void Ray here towards the left-hand side. Oracle is checking the right. And Lambo is going to be pushing. He's not all in by any means. He's droning. We have an Evo chamber on the way, but roaches are moving out. As the 4th base is finally going to be taken. Now, we don't have much at home to defend, but we get another warping of Stalkers. Blink isn't done quite yet, and Lambo, it looks like he was only posturing. He wasn't committing. He was maybe hoping to force an overreaction out of NightMare, but he does pull back. Again, I was also a little bit perplexed. I was like, are we pushing, but we're droning behind this? What's going on? It's like, okay, he's just applying some pressure. Not committing too hard. As we have +1 range on the way, Lambo going for a Roach Ravager heavy composition. He has thrown down a Spire as well, hidden for the time being at the natural base. And NightMare, he has yet to come across it. NightMare, he is in the dark. Not fully aware of what's going on, and NightMare is going for a tech heavy composition. That is a Robotics Bay, a 2nd robot on the way, 4th base soon to be taken, so NightMare, he's just going to be turtling up back at home, taking up towards Immortals, Disruptors, even Colossi. Working on +2 and a 4th base. He's going to be applying some pressure here with this army, but he isn't committing, he isn't pushing. Like, he shouldn't be threatening the bases. And it's going to be on Lambo to recognize what exactly is going on. He is getting away with these mutas, so that's definitely a good thing. See what he can get done with them. As the adepts do threaten his shade, Lambo also gets eyes on the 4th base. He's aware. He's aware that his opponent is working on that next step and looking for a later game. And I'm a little bit concerned that Lambo is staying on Lair Tech. Ooh, as the Oracle comes in and finally gets some damage done. It's 2 workers going down. But only 2. I'm concerned because typically if a Protoss player is taking up like this, we need to start working towards Infestation Bit and a Hive. Start taking up towards Hive Tech, Vipers more importantly. But Lambo, he may be able to get away with staying on the Lair Tech army with those mutas. So far, he does catch some of the Stalkers. Big pickups. And Stalkers are expensive losses here for NightMare. Oh my god. He does get caught out. At the same time, the mutas, they dive into the main. They threaten the main base. They threaten that 3rd as well. There are Stalkers in position. The mutas, they don't get much done. And Lambo does retreat with his ground army. Yeah, the mutas, they don't get too many workers, and 2 mutas go down. There's that Infestation Pit on the way. It is a little bit late here for Lambo, but at least he's keeping his opponent busy. At least he's forcing a reaction as well. Phoenixes are in production. Again, Lambo, he has reached that sweet spot of 85 workers. He has a good economy. But tech-wise, he is maybe in some trouble because NightMare essentially is working towards a death bull of an army. Stalkers, Colossi, soon to be getting into Disruptor production. This is going to be terrifying. And without Lurkers, without Vipers, with a purely Ling Bane Roach Ravager army, this army can deal with this. Don't get me wrong. Lambo, he can surround and engulf this army and crush this, but he does have to rely on positioning. He does have to rely on a surround. Outside of that is going to be difficult, but that's a lot of Banelings. Oh my god. That is a lot of Banelings. Here we go. Lambo trying to catch out the army, but the Colossus do reveal themselves. Oof, and that's 3 Colossi. Lambo going for the surround. Trying to come from behind as well. The Banelings, they are looking for those connections. And they do expose the Colossi. One of them may go down, but the juggling. The juggling so far is looking good. The Banelings, we do run out of steam. One Colossus falls, but it looks like NightMare does hold. Oof. Yeah, rough trade here. Lambo is being forced back. Only took down one Colossus. Now Lambo is remaxing, but again, that's why I said earlier that ideally you want to surround. Pushing towards this army, pushing into this army can be so difficult to pull off. But Lambo, he's remaxing, and this time he's fighting on creep. The prism is barely going to go down. We deny the warp in. With no warp in, we can collapse on the army as well. We will clean this up. NightMare overextending. He had a good fight, but pushing onto creep, that was not the right call. Lambo punishes him, and now he's snowballing out of control. He's at 200 supply. Lambo has maxed out. And what is there left to defend? 2 Immortals, a couple of Stalkers. And Lambo, he can just keep on pushing. Diving on top of the Immortals. 1 goes down. And there's only 1 left. And soon to be none left as the boys are being pulled into Bailings. No! The workers are pulled into the Bailings. They do get annihilated. And Lambo, he can just keep the ball rolling, pushing into the natural. And there is nothing left. Even crashing into the mineral lines. 33 workers going down. 37 even. And Lambo has done it. He has broken NightMare. Things were looking a little bit scary. I was concerned that the Mutas didn't do enough damage. I was concerned that NightMare was snowballing out of control with his Colossi. And he had a good fight. Don't get me wrong. NightMare did have a good fight. But the push was less than ideal. GG gets called. Lambo will take game number 1. GG. Lambo on a tear tonight. I was really concerned, especially when I saw the bracket. I was like, oh, Lambo versus Beyond. It's so brutal that one of these players has to be knocked out that early. And yeah, Lambo, he's taken that series and he's running with it. He's looking to go deep, looking to go far in this tournament, and we'll see if he can keep this going. That was still only game 1. It's a best of 3. We still have an opportunity here for NightMare to come back. We have an opportunity to force the ace match. Personally, I do want to get as many games as I can out of this, you know, go all the way to game 3. But we'll see. The pressure is on NightMare to make it happen. Pressure is on our Protoss player to try to bring it back here to game number 3. As we load in Alcyone. Here we go. Congrats on making part. Ah, thank you, thank you. We appreciate it, we appreciate it. It's been a long time coming. Casting for many years, and finally, we're popping off a little bit. At least a little bit. As we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top right hand corner of Alcyone, we have the German Zerg player representing Shopify Rebellion, leading the series 1-0. It is Lambo. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss representing Matcherino Esports down in the series, looking to fight back. It is NightMare. Here we go. Oh. And again, NightMare, when it comes to the previous game, when it comes to Oceanborn, wasn't doing anything too out of the norm. There were a couple of moments where NightMare was caught out on the map. Multiple moments, actually, if you remember. And Lambo was able to capitalize. And oh my god, let's go. Here in game 2, Lambo, he is spreading his wings. He is looking to spice things up here in this series. Does mine through that mineral patch. NightMare, he is checking. He does confirm. The mineral patch is missing. It's a little bit suspect. And we will be checking the gold bases. Lambo rushing into the gold, looking to be hyper-aggressive. NightMare looking to punish him. And Lambo doesn't know. He doesn't see the pylon, doesn't see the probe in position. Overlord is on the way, though. And should be looking to help cover this base. Here we go. And that's a forge. NightMare, he's looking at cannon rush. Oh my god. Overlord comes in and Lambo up. Does he see? He does. He does see the pylon. He's aware of the would-be cannon rush. Cybercore is on the way. Forge is done. Cannons are going to be thrown down. And because this is so far away, can we stop this? Boys are being pulled. I mean, these were originally going to Maynard the mineral line. They're diving on the cannons. It looks like we're going to force a cancel on at least one of them. Spine Crawler's on the way. Ling's in production as well. We do cancel one. But these other two, I believe they should finish. Yeah, Lambo, he recognized that these cannons, they are going to finish in time. Lambo racing back home. And that's going to be a kill in this hatchery. Yeah, we cancel. Oof. This is brutal. It isn't just the fact that the hatchery is going to die. It's the fact that Lambo committed to try to save it. He pulled, what, 5, 6 drones to try to save this base. Even tried to throw down the spine crawler as well. And because he can't, that's so much lost mining time. And now we're pivoting away. We're trying to get another base up and running. But that was a big economic blow to Lambo. And now we have a proxy Stargate. Proxy Stargate's on the way. Should be for Void Rays. We'll see if we go into Oracles instead. Natural base is being taken. NightMare, he is not all in. He's transitioning out of this, and he's in a good position. NightMare, if he wanted to, he could even try to cannon rush the new natural base, but he does confirm. Does make sure that a base is being taken. Lambo now trying to recover. And we'll see what our first unit of choice is going to be from this Stargate. As Lambo is double expanding to try to catch back up. Makes sense. Going straight for that third base. NightMare. And NightMare is looking to go for a second cannon rush at the new third. Meanwhile, Void Ray is on the way. The Lings are busy trying to shut this down as well. Not too many Lings, though. And Lambo, unfortunately, doesn't have an Overlord to spot this. He doesn't see, he doesn't know. He's busy trying to deal with this, trying to get eyes on the Void Ray. There it is. Cannons are in production. Additional Lings are on the way as well. But based on the positioning here, it's going to be difficult to save this third. The Void Ray could even rotate around and help support these cannons as well. Here we go, the Void Ray going straight for the main. There is one Queen in position. Spore being thrown down now as well. And we're just ignoring the Queen. We're going straight for the drones. Do force a Spore. And as the Void Ray distracts the army, the cannons have been revealed. The Lings come in. Up. They will get on top of at least one of these cannons. That's a kill, not a cancel. But there's still 2 cannons up and running, and the Lings are going to get shut down. Queens are coming into support. Where's that Void Ray? Void Ray turning back around. Adept does appear as well. And it looks like Lambo, he should be able to save this with reinforcements. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. We do get on top of one more of these cannons. The Queen goes down. Oh, no. The Queen goes down. 2 more cannons on the way. 1 more even. And we should barely clean this up. Barely. As we focus down the shield, but we barely focus down the cannon. At the same time, the Void Ray rocks up into the natural. Getting an Overlord. Supply blocking Lambo. But at least Lambo holds onto his third. At least he does hold onto the hatchery. He's going to be flooding his Lings across the map. Looking to deny the third. As Lambo, he is supply blocked. Losing that Overlord was brutal. There we go. 3 Overlords on the way. Third base not quite being taken. Where's this probe going? I was a little bit concerned. Okay, there we go. As cannons are being knocked down. Stargate is going to be depowered as well. And yeah, this probe is on a bit of a mission here. Going for another proxy pylon. Back at home, we have a gateway explosion. So NightMare, he had the option. He had the option to either expand or just double down and go for a 2-base all-in. And this is looking like a 2-base all-in. We have 5 gateways back at home. That's going to be 6 gateways. And I imagine a 7th gateway across the map. 2-base, 8-gate all-in would make a lot of sense here from NightMare. With Blink and +1. Like, he knows that he's already ahead. He knows that Lambo, he is just scrambling to re-drone and resaturate his bases. Third base is being taken. But I feel like this third is going to be a bit of a fake out. We'll see if he saturates. We'll see if he does saturate it. Because there's that proxy gateway. Now again, Lambo, he does get he's soon to get eyes on the third. And that will be his tell to drone. As for now, we have +1, Baneling Nest on the way, so Ling Bane is going to be the composition of choice for Lambo. He's taking a 4th base, and he is droning. Meanwhile, yeah, NightMare, he's going to be doubling down here on this proxy. 2nd pylon gets thrown down, he's looking to reinforce. And NightMare, he isn't making any more workers. Cutting workers here at 54. And Lambo, does he scout? He does. He does come across a proxy. He's aware. He knows. Unfortunately, Lambo, I believe, doesn't have a Roach Warren. No Roach Warren from Lambo. He has to defend with Ling, Queen, and Banelings. Oh boy, this is going to be a tight hold here for Lambo. A difficult hold. And Queen's going to be going down. There are barely any Lings to reinforce as well. Lambo trying to come in from behind. He does catch some reinforcements. Lings are doing well for themselves. Do catch a couple of Stalkers. The Oracle trying to support as well. We get us around. Oh. +1, still not quite kicking in, but these are expensive losses for NightMare. The Stalkers are so low. And they're being targeted down. Good trade from Lambo. But can he keep this going? Lambo, he is trading well against the Stalkers. Running out of Lings. 28 more Lings on the way. And NightMare behind this. He is saturating his 3rd base. And he's now transitioning. Templar Archives on the way. Oh. And so far, yeah, Lambo, he shuts us down. Oh my god. Trading so well here. And a lot of this, I do have to commend Lambo, of course, for targeting down those weakened Stalkers earlier. Making sure this doesn't snowball out of control. Getting even more Stalkers. Trading Lings for gas. And NightMare is struggling as a result. Remember, NightMare, he's the one who doubled down on the all-in, which means his tech is late. You know, no Robo, no Temple Archives, Charge, Archons, Immortals, Colossus. NightMare, he doubled down. I mean, he's still doubling down. Like, he's still pushing. But he's soon to get surrounded. Lambo, he comes in from behind once again, dives on top of the weakened Stalkers, cleans them up. And NightMare, he just keeps trying to make this push work. He's still doubling down. And it looks like Lambo, he has recognized, hold up, if you're committing so hard to this, you mustn't have too much of them to defend. And the truth is that there's barely anything. There's one Void Ray. Baneling Run-By is upon us. NightMare is still keeping this push going, but now this time there are Archons. That will complicate things. Yeah, with these Archons, NightMare, he is breaking through. The Banelings, we're waddling in. As we do waddle into the mineral line. Up! We crash in. 18, 19, 20 workers go down. And on the front lines, the Archons are exposed. The Queen's putting in a lot of work. They take down an Archon. But there's still one left, though. And the Queens are getting low. Uh-oh. NightMare, he is breaking through the wall of Queens. Only 3 Queens left. Across the map, NightMare, he may have lost his economy, but he's breaking through the army. Hydras are coming out just in time, but we need more Lings. NightMare, he's snowballing out of control. With the addition of the Archons, NightMare, he has done it. He gets on top of the Queens, on top of the Hydras. The boys are being pulled, but it's too little too late, as NightMare has broken Lambo. It was a messy all-in. It was a messy push from NightMare. It was very committed, and at times it was failing, but GG gets called. NightMare pulls it off, and he does tie the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played again. The addition of those Archons was massive there, especially because Lambo was defending with pure Ling, or Ling Queen essentially. The Archons did so well, just cutting a path for the rest of the army. And eventually he was able to overpower Lambo. Oh. And with that, we're going to the ace match. Going all the way to game number 3. Here we go. It all ends here. It all ends on Equilibrium. Vámonos. And this can still go one way or the other, and I wonder if we're tempted to take the gold for a second time. There is another gold base. And here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Equilibrium. We have the German Zerg player representing Shopify Rebellion, being forced into the ace match. It is Lambo. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss representing Matcherino Esports, forcing the ace match, forcing Game 3. It is NightMare. Oh, I saw that. Now I was curious if Lambo would be tempted to take the gold here on Equilibrium, and it looks like he is tempted. We are sending the drone out, and we're going straight for the gold. Now, to be fair, this gold is a lot easier to fortify and defend and hold on to. So I do like this a little bit more here from Lambo. It's less risky, less out in the open, compared to, of course, the previous map compared to Alkione. NightMare, he's going to be checking, he's going to be scouting. Are we going to go for the same response as he does confirm the hatchery? And I wonder if he's going to try and go for the cannon rush again or a different response instead. Oh, he's going for a 2-gate. Okay. Very interesting. So with this 2-gate opener here, NightMare, he's going to have an abundance of adepts early on. He's going to have 2 and then 4 adepts with the addition of the Cybercore. We're going to be delaying the expansion, which means that NightMare, he's going to have options. He can either threaten the main base or the goal base with those adepts. He's going to be looking to cripple the economy of Lambo. So Lambo, this hatchery will get up and running. You know, the hatchery will complete. It will not go down. But what about the drones? What about the workers? That's what NightMare cares about. As he does confirm the Maynard. And drones are going to be saturating this goal base. Cybercore on the way. Once it's done, adepts should be on the horizon here for NightMare. And it's going to be on Lambo to keep up, to defend. The Overlord Scout confirms the 2-gate opener, so Lambo knows exactly what's going on. He knows that adepts are coming. He's already mentally prepared. But the difficult thing here is that Lambo, he's going to have to try to accurately split up his army between his bases. Like, NightMare, he can pick and choose where he wants to attack. And Lambo has to try to keep up with Slowlings. Slowlings and his queens. So there's going to be a very, very difficult position here for Lambo. Third base is going to be delayed. Going to be drawing those lings out. And NightMare looking to go straight for the main. Lings have been spotted. I mean, I say the main. He wants to go straight for the drone even. Drone is going to get targeted down. Ooh. Clutch save there, morphing in that gas geyser. Does at least save the worker. The pylon does complete. And we commit to the shade. Go for the main base. Lings are in position. Queen as well. So far, we are zoning away the adepts. But again, we have 2 more adepts on the way and a proxy pylon as well. NightMare, he hasn't done any economic damage yet, but he has delayed the third. He has denied the third. At the same time, 2 adepts here rock up at the goal base. Proxy pylon is thrown down. Ooh, we are focusing down drones. No! Lambo a little bit distracted. Workers are going down. That's going to be 5 dead workers. We're going up to 6. And 7 workers and no mining here at the gold. The adepts, one adept at least does shade away. NightMare doing a good job here, staying on top of the economy of Lambo. Link speed has kicked in, and we're doubling down on 2 base play, going for Glaive Adepts. That is 3 gateways back at home, 4th gateway across the map. We can commit even further. So 4 gate Glaives, but a much more aggressive variation. Shield battery as well, just to support. We have not pulled out of gas. We can go up to 6 gates. We can double down even harder. Oh, as that Overlord is going to fall. Lambo, did he see the Twilight Council? He did. He did see the Twilight Council. He's aware of the aggression coming his way. Roach Warren in production, just now about to finish up. And it's going to be on Lambo to keep up here. He has not scouted the proxy. He doesn't know. Roaches are in production. He's spreading creep, looking to connect these bases. Very important that he does so to help with the defense. Adepts are making their way across the map. Likewise, Lambo going to be threatening a counterattack where we have a shield battery, we have a whole position stalker. Checking, making sure that there is no third. And we're going for a Dark Shrine. So I saw that we stayed in gas, so I thought we were going to go up to 6 adepts. Sorry, 6 gateways. 4 gateways, but into DTs. NightMare just doubling down. Gets on top of the queens. And the queens are going to start falling. The Lings, though, they come in for a surround. Decent surround here on these adepts. The Biles, they will connect as well. Barely grazing the adepts. But we have a shield. But the shield battery comes into play. Yeah, topping up the adepts. We commit to the shade. We catch some Lings. And remember, there are 2 phases to this aggression from NightMare. Adepts into Dark Templar. The Ravagers. Oh, Ravagers get caught out. 1 goes down. Rough loss there for Lambo. He's on a decent economy, bearing in mind that part of that economy is with a gold base. But these adepts are still not dealt with. And do we have detection? No, we don't have detection. No spores, no lair. DTs rock up, and there's nothing that can be done here. The gold base is going to go down. We're going for the Ravagers even. We're a little bit on a move. Yeah, and GG gets called. Lambo pulled apart, cannot keep up with the Invisible Man. And NightMare will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG. GG, well played. Lambo did so well for himself here tonight. He took down Byun, one of the best Terrans in Korea in the world, and he went to the ace match here against NightMare. But these past 2 games were brutal. Both games, Lambo, he tried to rush into the gold. We saw him try to take the gold on Alkyone. We saw him try to take the gold here on Equilibrium, trying to be a little bit cheeky here in the early game. Trying to get an early boost, but he was punished time and time again. And NightMare does take him down. Regardless though, really well done, really solid performance here out of Lambo to make it this far. Really impressive nonetheless. And I hope that he doesn't feel too bad about his performance here. Again, he had an amazing series against Byun, and I don't want this series against NightMare to take away from that. On top of that as well, bearing in mind that it was the much more standard straight-up game on Oceanborn that Lambo won, it was these more unorthodox games with early game aggression where he lost against NightMare. So again, should be feeling confident about his mid-game play, but getting to the mid-game or cutting corners is something that is really difficult to pull off against some of these aggressive Korean players. Cutting corners against a player like NightMare, you're asking for trouble, and not saying that Lambo couldn't have defended that. Of course, he definitely, if he's able to get a read on what's happening, if we had some spores, some detection, would have seen a very different game. But yeah, just had a hard time at keeping up. And with that, NightMare advances on. GG, well played. And with that, now is the time to go over the bracket for a moment.